Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I've been sorting out some stuff at home with my mental health and all that lot. But ignoring that, let's get right into this lot with our newest killer concept, the Siren. Yes, my voice sounds terrible because I now have a sore throat thanks to my child. Woo. But let's get on into it. First of all, I decided to do this one around Halloween time. I already started working on it. I know, December 10th now. Wow, such a long time. But like I said, been dealing with stuff. But yeah, so I wanted to dip into the monsters area of stuff. Since Dracula, I thought of this idea around the time, Dracula came out and all that type of stuff. So it's very monster-esque. Hence, Siren. But we'll get right into her information. She is a 4.4 meters per second killer, so on the slower side, because she's not used to running around on feet. As most of you know what sirens are, they are water-dwelling beings, and feet are not something they're very accustomed to. They have them on occasion, but they don't really walk around on them too much. Her terror radius is 32 meters. Very decent size for her, especially with her ability to project a siren song, which we'll get into later. They are of small height, and her weapon is a razor shell. She ends up having a shell that is so damn sharp. But any of you have never had a shell that's been like worn off properly by the water in that lot to like sharp as hell, it fucking hurts. So this is a weapon that I've dealt with before and it hurts. But we'll get on into her interesting ability called Alluring Essence. When you're in close proximity to a survivor, you should activate your ability. It causes you to sing a siren song, luring survivors in with it. Think of it as Deathslinger's reeling ability, though you don't have to pin them, you just start singing and they slowly start coming towards you. Obviously, they can try and snap themselves out of it, but the closer they get to you, the harder it is. So they better wiggle out quick. And if they're unsuccessful, obviously they get close enough and you can give them an attack to lose their damage state straight away. You recover pretty quickly from that, and obviously they get a speed boost. So it is back to chase it again. Basically, you can pretty much get one hit after another if you know what you're doing with this character very easily. We'll get on into her perks real quickly too. Perk 1, False Reality. When your aura is meant to be shown to a survivor, it instead shows a different survivor's aura as you, the killer. So, say the survivor's meant to see your aura due to one of their perks. They don't see where you are, they see where a survivor is, but their body and their shape looks exactly like you, so it gives them false information. Perk 2, Hex, Frightening Song. When you hit a survivor, you can light a totem, and it makes all the survivors gain your terror radius while that totem is up. Yes, this is very much like the ability that the Plague has, but it's ever so slightly different because this one, it means that it gets cut off straight away. If someone gets rid of the totem, that's it. You can't do it again. We got into perk 3 with a Scourge Hook, Sea-Soaked Hook. When a survivor is unhooked from this hook, they are inflicted with deep wound and hemorrhaging, and the survivor who pulled them off then gains compelled, so they won't be able to heal you if they haven't got a compulsion to heal you. Makes it much more dangerous on hooking people. Without further ado, we'll get right on into their lore. Now, we know in the realms that there are different universes people can be pulled from. Not everyone is in the same universe, and we know this for definite. This one is one of those universes, separate from ours, shall we say. In this alternate universe, the world flooded, and all the sea beasts that were in medieval depictions and that lot, in the old maps of the oceans, they're real. Sirens, mermaid, sea snakes, krakens, all real in this universe. hence why the Siren is alive. Now, this Siren isn't part of a group. She originally was many years ago. And by many years ago, I do mean a couple hundred. But they shunned her and kicked her out. After all, when it comes to Sirens, you don't pick off everyone every time. And you most definitely do not hog all the meat to yourself. But this Siren, she was, well, ravenous. She always wanted more meat. She was hungry almost all the time. And no one ever escaped. No one ever escaped to try and let people try and come past this area more. It started drying up the area more. So the other Sirens kicked her out. But she found her own way and made her own place. She found her own little island. She found her own little island, as I said. And it became infamous against sailors. And only a sailor near that area was more likely never to come back. Though, this was the quickest route to get places. And she knew this. So a source of food would almost always come coming through at one point or another, from one foolish sailor to another. Now, she lured them all in, all on her own. One would think that would be a lot of meat for her to have, but as people knew this area was a dangerous place to go, smart sailors would always sail away. It was the dumb ones that came through. And you don't always get dumb sailors, so she stored a lot of her food, despite being as ravenous as she was. Underneath the waves were some old ships that she had helped to sink, getting the people to destroy them as they sank to the bottom. Using bits of wood, metal, and all manner of stuff, she helped coral grow along him into sharp meat hooks. And that's where she stored a lot of her prey. This did, of course, lure in other monsters, as like I said, all beasts of these times were alive. Though, she was special somehow. Her siren song worked on beasts as well. No matter what it was, friend, foe, or passerby, her siren song could turn any of them into dough into her hands, and meat primed for cooking and eating. This happened for many years, hundreds of years, and then, out of the blue, or should I say, out of the black, came some water. Inky black. She was worried it was a kraken, which, if she couldn't see where the kraken was coming from, she just projected her voice outwards in a large area. She closed her eyes and did that. But something felt strange. She didn't feel as much pressure around her as you know when you're underwater, pressure increases. And it was starting to feel much more, how to put, dry. And her legs. She realized her legs were out, which was weird because last she knew she was under the water. Opening her eyes and looking around, she realized she was in the realm. She'd never known this place before, but she would learn eventually. Survivors came running past her, telling her to run as a killer was chasing them. A very well-known killer by this point, called the Fisherman, one of my own creations, of course. But he came running by, and she decided to sing her song to stop him in his tracks. He halted right there, listening to her song and listening to her words. She wasn't used to walking on her legs, so she needed help. Someone to carry her. He put her up on her shoulders. He put her up on his shoulders and moved on. They both worked together to capture the remainder of these survivors, put them all on hooks as she enjoyed a little bite out of each and every one of them. The fisherman, none the wiser to what was happening, fully under her charm. The entity saw these two killers working together, and he'd seen this before with the Huntress and X-23. He'd realized killers were pairing up, some for good, some for bad, and it tasted brilliant. Extra fear from the survivors, knowing there was two people chasing them, not knowing which way they were coming from, whether they were both tagging them or whether they were ignoring them to go somewhere else. It was delectable. So it decided, why not make this more fun? 2 killers, 8 survivors, and it created a new game in the realm. A new game for killers to enjoy and work together, and survivors to feed the entity with more fear, terror, and anxiety. What more could you bring thanks to the Siren song? And that, everyone, is the Siren. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it so much. I know it's been a long while. I am aiming to try and get some of these back now. Unfortunately, it does mean I have this bad voice, so you might be hearing this bad voice a little bit. Sorry. If you are enjoying these killer concepts, do not forget to leave a like. It helps me out. And if you're interested in hearing more of them as they come out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me, and you will always be alerted when my next video comes out. And if you've got a concept you would like me to make, be it killer or survivor, put it in the comments and let me know about it. I will research up that person and make one of them. They can be from film, video games, books, any type of media whatsoever. Obviously, if it's not one I know, it will take me some time to research it, but I will do my best and I will make one for you. But without further ado, Cerberus leads to go. He hears a song calling to him from the inky blue of the ocean. I must go.